Hello. It's been a while. Here we are for season 2. This season on the channel is all about execution. It's about taking all the ideas that I've had bottled up in my head for like months or years and stop being a pussy and let them come to life. And actually like executing every single thing that I want to do and like no longer making excuses for it. In today's episode, I really just want to talk about what the last 2 weeks has been like for me. In case y'all don't know, I've been doing my show, My Thoughts No One Asked for like the last couple of months. And I just wrapped up season 1 at the top of December because I had some other things that I wanted to film and I couldn't really multitask. The week that I was going to film everything that I've been planning, I had extreme anxiety. Like I couldn't sleep the entire week. I was very anxious. I just started overthinking a lot and overanalyzing everything. As a creative, I would say that I am somewhat of a perfectionist because like there are times where I will like post something that I'll initially be so proud of and then I'll like immediately hate it for whatever reason, or because I pick out one little thing that I could have done better. It can make the process of creating miserable. I am manually trying to pull myself out of this trap in my mind of like constantly seeking perfection. Being in front of a camera, you want to present as like your best self at all times. You don't want a flaw in sight, not a pimple. You don't want to look too fat. You don't want to look too skinny. You don't want your hair to look wrong. You don't want the lighting to be wrong. Like it's just so tedious. And I think it's important to have a healthy balance because if you constantly try to meet a certain standard of perfection that isn't even necessarily your own, like maybe you're trying to compare yourself or meet a standard from other people, I think it could take all the fun out of creating. It's something I'm literally still working on as we speak. Like I'm not talking as if I have this all figured out because I quite literally don't. The one thing that I thought about to kind of help reel me back in is thinking of what it was like being a kid. And like I was a very creative kid. I was in fine arts all through middle school, all through high school. I did theater, I was in film. And so as a kid, I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be any and everything. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be like everything you could imagine. When I got my camera and my laptop, like I immediately taught myself how to edit videos. I was making music videos. I was able to do that without a care in the world. Like without my insecurities creeping in, without overthinking taking over, without trying to make everything be so perfect to a T that it drives me insane and makes me want to completely throw the whole project away. There was none of that. I was just able to create freely without a care in the world. Obviously, the older you get, the more skilled you get, the more things you want to achieve. I've always cared about quality over quantity. I always put 110% into everything I do creatively, especially when it's something that you're excited for and something that you've been planning for months and the day finally comes, right? Everything that's in my mind, like how it's pictured in my mind, it has to come out exactly like that. Like I said, I've literally just had a full 14 days of not being able to sleep, extreme anxiety, stress, overthinking. I would say at least 3 times a week, I have this overwhelming feeling of just like, fuck it. I get this like fuck it feeling of just like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. All of my like creative ideas, fuck it. I'm not going to do any of this. Like there's at least a few times a week where I'm like, I don't even want to be seen on social media ever again in life. Fuck it all. It solely comes from fear. Not because I'm incapable or that I'm not creative or that my shit sucks. It doesn't. I have great ideas, but it's the fear to actually allow myself to create at my highest potential that like physically makes me like sick. It's literally something that I just noticed these past 2 weeks of like, damn, I didn't realize I was this scared. What made me come to the conclusion was I'm shooting on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 right now. So before I could make excuses of like, oh, well, you know, I don't have the camera to make the films that I want and to do what I need to do. Like I don't even have the equipment, right? Now, quite frankly, there's a lot of cool shit that I can do on this camera, but being an aspiring filmmaker, if you will, and wanting a certain look and a certain quality, I'm gonna need another camera. This can't be my, only camera to film shit off of. So that was my excuse for the longest of like, oh, well, I can't make all this cool shit because I don't have the equipment. And then I finally got a Sony FX30, and now I have the equipment. Now I have no excuse. And I think that's what kind of freaked me out a little bit, is like, you have everything that you need to make the art that you want. You're just too fucking scared because you're scared it won't be good enough. You're scared it won't, compare to other people. I even don't watch people who make similar content to me or make content that I am trying to make because I don't even want to be inspired by people. I don't want to look at somebody's work too much, even if it's good, even if I like it, because then I'm going to try to compare myself and meet that standard when that's the complete wrong thing to do. It's really hard to get over this fear. Like the only way to get over it is to just do it. That's the only solution, is to just make the art, put it out, don't overthink. Yes, there should be a balance of, I'm a big advocate for planning your creative aspirations thoroughly. I think there needs to be a balance of you allowing yourself to be that child version of you that can create freely and not think too hard about it, but also make sure you're not just going in completely blind, and that you're not just jumping into something without a fraction of a concept, of an idea, of a plan, of a storyboard, of exactly what you're trying to achieve. I think there has to be some kind of balance. That's what I'm trying to find right now, because I don't think there's a right or wrong way necessarily. I don't think you should go completely into it with every little thing planned, because even if you do, and I know this from experience, even if you go into something having it super planned to a T, you can still fuck it up. And so sometimes trying to nail it to a T too much can be the cause of like why you have a flaw or why you mess something up that can completely ruin the whole project. I also think you shouldn't completely wing it and just have no plan, have no storyboard, have no inspiration, have nothing, because you may not come out with something tangible enough. Like, it may not be complete and cohesive enough and a complete idea because you just went in there doing whatever. I think everyone just has to find a healthy balance of whatever works for them. I think overall, I'm still working through a lot of insecurities, like very little things that I know don't matter and that I'm able to block out at certain times, but I allow it to infiltrate my creative process, and I can't do that anymore. Like I can't give a fuck about being presented on camera in the most perfect manner. Like, I just have to stop giving a fuck about that, because that holds things up, that pushes things back, and then it just completely clouds my whole mind when like editing, because I'm looking at the video and I'm like, oh, well, I don't like how I look, and I don't like the lighting isn't perfect enough, that this is the bad angle, this, like, that just fucks it all up. And like, in this season of execution and like you guys actually seeing me put belt to ass and do exactly what I say I'm gonna do, these are all the things that I have to work through. And I know that like I had to go ahead and make this video. I originally had like a whole plan of like how I wanted the season 2 of this channel to be or whatever, and I was just like, man, fuck all that shit, man. Me trying to like have this specific or perfect presentation for you guys for this season was pushing back me actually making a video and uploading it. Like, it was pushing back the whole process. I was like, oh, well, I actually don't want to do all of that. I noticed that I'm a very simple person in a lot of ways, especially with content. I'm very simple, I'm very direct and straightforward. What I prioritize the most is my storytelling and what exactly I'm talking about. I don't really care about doing all the fancy editing that everyone's doing and making everything just look super extra and have a whole lot of shit going on. Like, no, I have something to say, so I'm just gonna sit down and talk to y'all. Fuck all the extra shit. Fuck all of that. Like, let me just get straight to the point. There's just a little bit of what I've learned about myself over the last few weeks, and it's a new year. Same me, same shit. I laid such a great foundation last year that this year is going to be amazing. I got some confirmation that I won't specify exactly what that confirmation is, but I just got some confirmation that I really needed at the right time to motivate me to keep pushing forward this year. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for what's to come, and I'm excited for this channel to document the process. That's what the purpose of this is. It's for y'all to witness my growth. I wanted to make this video because I know that like all creatives can relate to what I'm dealing with. I just want to be able to help any young creative out there who is second guessing themselves, who's overthinking, who's overanalyzing, who's picking apart everything they do, who's allowing their insecurities to take over their art. Like, stop. Stop while you're ahead and just make that shit. Just do it. Just make your art. Bring your mind back to that little kid that you used to be. When you used to be able to do whatever you want, you could be whoever you wanted to be, and all that extra shit that you carry as an adult now didn't exist. You have to take yourself back to that place. However you do that is on you, but that is the key to allowing yourself to create at your full potential.